Look, I just loved basket making. I loved it. I loved the way I could make anything, you know, and I never just repeated the same one over and over. Every one I've ever made has been different. It was love that got me into weaving a long time ago. In the late 70s, the early 80s, I went to a short macrame course and learned how to tie knots properly. And that set me off. I taught myself to make baskets, and I was just using ropes and wools. I met a potter, Eileen Keys, and she encouraged me to look at the landscape. And I just made baskets for 6 weeks up around Westonia way. And I camped out there by myself, and I came back from there with a big swathe of baskets made with bark and grass and rocks and all sorts of stuff. And I had an exhibition, and really I never looked back after that. I went from working with wool and string and rope to working with plant materials. And I worked out a technique where I could put everything all in it together, you know, and create this really interesting woven surface. The way I do it freed me up because I didn't need a loom or anything like that. You know, I just used my fingers. It's everything I've learned, I've just worked out for myself. And you can't learn something properly without taking in the whole world of it, you know. After 10 years, I had a big exhibition in Canberra. My work was starting to be seen overseas. Can you see now I've got started on the eye? I'm going to add a bit more. I think people today, they're not prepared to try and understand the thing on a global scale. When you're working with a like this plant material, there's a kind of a nice bridge between you and it. Definitely there's a bridge, and I'm on that bridge. I am that bridge, you know. That's how I feel. It's a very comfortable thing, and when you're weaving, your mind can play around in other places. So I used to make, and I'd be thinking about women in Africa or American Indian women, all those other women around the world and men who do fibre weaving. You can talk while you do it, or you can think, you can sing, you can listen. It's not fast. It's never fast. And you're not so worried about shapes. I'm just trying to consolidate the mass. In my mind, I'm also starting to, you know, consider that shaping. I mean, it's quite strong already, look. It's only a few stitches and it's quite strong. Yeah, I think it's a bit longer, and then I'll start doing some serious stitching. I want it to be a little bit like a bowl, and you see, sort of curved, because I think a Bilby's eye will have a curve to it. Doesn't take long.